Hey there, everybody. Thanks for all the engagement. My purpose is to leave a legacy by positively impacting people. Wanted to recap the day. Started out after dropping off the kids off at school, waiting for the bus up for a couple of them, and then worked from home today on some calls for potential clients and some advisors. Left some voicemails for potential clients, and then got in a conference call, talked about like the State of the Union, where we're at from a economic standpoint. How did 2016 kind of pan out? What are the trends that we're anticipating for 2017? And then did some then ran out for lunch, and then came back, did some more emails, some more phone calls, and then got another conference call. That one was more case design, where we have our advisors. They chime in. Usually those that are basically they run upon a case and they want to kind of just bounce it off some other advisors. It's kind of the idea that two heads are better than one, and so we can help them strategize what's the right way to be able to approach either a business owner or maybe estate planning, and really help them have put the best foot forward. And then after that, I got a text message. It was kind of long winded from one of my advisors, talking about how he had a kind of run in. He's a junior associate, partnered up with a senior, and so just had a real raw conversation. Expectations just not being met on both sides, and so because it was so long winded for me, when I see that, if it's a long email, if it's a long text, I just call and I want to hear it from his voice. I want to hear his emotion. I want to hear the tone in his voice, and then see where it was left. Because that is the struggle of text, is that you can't get tone from there. Even if you put like an exclamation point or put it all in caps, just isn't the same as hearing it from somebody. So I was able to hear kind of where his struggles are, and from a standpoint of, number one, not feeling like it's being his practice is being built as quickly as he wanted it to, and then seeing some gaps in regards to just the overall mentorship and the relationship there. At the same time, the senior advisor voiced some concerns that he felt like the junior associate was missing out on overall activity, not really being transparent and communicative on what's going on. Although the senior rep has been out of the office just due to his practice is different. When you're young in the career and you're building on the uptick of your career, your first 5 years, you're busting in 60, 80 hours a week. But when you're seasoned, about 20, 25 years in, well, heck, after 6 years, you're basically working 40 hours a week. And by the time you're really 10 years in the business, you're probably working 35 hours a week, pulling in, amazing, real good income, solid income. And you probably are taking maybe 4 to 6 weeks worth of vacation a year. So, and then it just gets, more and more vacations and longer time. And so, it was a good conversation for me to step in, see what the concerns were, make sure that he's not, thinking, oh, I'm going to totally jump ship and totally abandon the opportunity that's in front of him, just because the way that it's set up is that he's going to take over the entire practice in about 6 years. And so if he can be patient, bide his time, bite his tongue, and be coachable, he can find a lot greater pasture in the future if you were willing to wait. And so we had a good conversation. We're going to meet up tomorrow face to face, and he's going to shadow me as he sees me engage, make phone calls. I'm going to show him some cold calling as well. We're just going to run hot and heavy, and I'm going to show him just basically how it's built, by straight activity. There's really no shaking it around it. And in my business, it's sending out a lot of emails, a lot of phone calls, connecting with people that are that are really well networked in a specific community. If you're trying to get into a particular industry, partnering up with other people that go in that direction. So actually going to be meeting up with an accountant so he can see that conversation. He can see me talking with the tax preparers and building that relationship. And because in my business, when it comes to people's finances, it's so personal. It's all about trust, and it's all about relationships. And then came home. Oh, no, sorry, I'm already home. And then, so after that phone call, we went to the gym. Boys ran around the gym. I lifted, and came home, made dinner, and then showered, got everybody to bed, and prayed together, and that's where we're at. So hope you had a fantastic day. Keep it real.